Everybody say it with me. Bloody Arduin. Stick around. Hi folks, Old Man Grognard here with another review. I am back, and I hope for good. But this time we've got a doozy. This one was a long time coming, even in considering my absence. I'm talking about the Arduin Trilogy by David A. Hargrave. Now, this book has been around in one form or another since the late 70s. Let me give you a little history. The book originally appeared as 3 books, like so. The Arduin Grimoire, Welcome to Skull Tower, and The Runes of Doom. Look familiar? Yep. They were there at the same time that the original 3 D&D books were out. And the whole history of the whole thing is Dave Hargrave was playing D&D, and these are his house rules and other things for his world of Arduin that you can apply to whatever whatever game you want. This to me was the first D&D supplement, the first published house rules and variants on D&D. Here's the book right here. It's a thick baby. This is published by Emperor's Choice, who got the rights to publish all of Dave Hargrave's Arduin stuff. And aside from this, the 3 books, there is also about 5 more books, 6 more books, I'm not sure. And there's a map, there's a whole big book, The World of Arduin, which is like a phone book. It's that big. He's written so much stuff, and a lot of it is still useful, I think. Now, I'm saying that the editors on this, by the way, in this version is Becky Oseki. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Becky Oseki and Ben Pierce. And what they did was they took those 3 little books, and I showed you, and put it in one big book and kind of edited it through. They didn't quite like, I mean, let me start. Let me start by showing you what's in here. First of all, what they did was they took the 3 books and they kind of organized them in chapters, like monsters, spells, characters, But they took the 3 books and, like the monsters book from all 3 books, they put it in the monster section. The spell books, new spells for all 3 books, put it in the spell section, etc., etc. Now there's no index, okay? See, the no index thing goes back a long time. And so, for whatever reason, but each chapter tells you what's in there, what it is and where it is and what page it's on and all that. Oh, also in the back, they put the Arduin Adventure, which is his role-playing game he came out after the fact. If people want to use his own role-playing game, it's similar to D&D, but not quite. Let's take a look inside here. Here is one of the table of contents. This book has 8 pages of table of contents. Very well done table of contents, but still could use a good index if you know what I mean. And here we have, these are Dave Hargrave's Words of Wisdom. This is like one of the first chapters you hit. And it shows you on the right there which one it came out, to, because they're all the Grimoire, he calls them 1, 2, and 3. They had titles, but so you can get some really good advice on here, some dated advice, because there are things on here that people go, oh yeah, they do that already, huh? And it's just a lot of, like I said, a lot of good advice. He shows you new ways of doing things, and such as like, here's a new hit point system that you can use, beginning hit points for characters and classes that he uses that you could use too. So this is very applicable to whatever D&D type game you're using. Then there are a lot of charts in there that look like this. They're all, sorry, I tried to put it the other way, but they're all on the side, but there are tons of them, tons, let me tell you. And like I said, it's a font of information. It gives you like 12 new classes and 4 new races, and I'm gushing, yes, but there's so much information here. I can't believe it. Here is one of the classes, the barbarian class, that he describes, and on the next page there is the level progression. This is one of the new races, the Saurigs, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And what he did here, one of the classes I like was a martial arts class. He said, martial arts don't really work in D&D, but if you want one, here's a martial arts class. And I kind of like the way it's very, very simple. I should pass this on to my friend Brian, who likes the martial arts stuff. So you have a monk who wants to try something different. Go ahead. It talks about unarmed combat in the class, acquired ability charts for martial artists, etc., and so on and so forth. It's very pedantic, very practical, very crunchy book. Here's one of the new monsters pages, like the air shark and the blue bellower. Let me tell you, these things are deadly. The monsters in here, they can really mess a player character up. Here's some of the other ones. Hobbits, which is one of the races you can actually play. It's a hobbit that looks like a kobold or something like that. And I don't know what he's trying to do, but it's interesting. Spells, we got spells. You want spells, we got spells. Tons and tons of spells. It's not as like 666 for Fantastic Heroes of Witchery, but still, there's a good amount of spells in here. And here's some magic items. Just a cross-section. I'm just giving you a cross-section of these chapters here. Now, let me say that this was written in the late 70s, early 80s, of course. So you're going to get some stuff in here that probably ain't going to fly today. In other words, things like there's a chapter in here of if you want to determine like particulars of a character, if you want to roll their height and weight and their body type. But then they have a separate chart for women, bust, waist, and legs. So, and also I have seen a magic item in here, or rather a spell that'll change somebody's sex. So all I say is caveat emptor. There's still a lot of good stuff in here, but I'm really good on this older stuff of ignoring that kind of thing. But I'm just saying it's a product of its time, and that will help. That may help you get through it. Where to get this thing? Where to get this tome and all the other Hargrave stuff? Well, you can get it from the Emperor's Choice website, which is empcho.com. I will put it down there. And Drive-Thru RPG. Now, Emperor's Choice has the print and Drive-Thru has the PDF. The print version is $60 because it's a hardback. And the Drive-Thru PDF is $49.99. So it's about $50, $60. It's right there. But you're getting a lot of information. I'm going to be mining this for my Hyperborea campaign because there are a lot of things that are applicable in here. So, there it is. Oh, I also want to put down here a link to another YouTube video that the old Warlock did covering the history of Arduin and other things like that, and the infamous Hargrave's critical hits and critical fumbles table. This is the first time, folks, it starts here. That's the first one they did. And boy, is it fun. At least for the GM, anyway. So, if you guys want to try this, let me know how you like it. Give me a shout out at oldmangrognard@gmail.com. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, all that kind of good stuff they always say. And until next time, bye-bye.